Hi guys, and welcome to another video on Amazonia YouTube channel. In this video, I'll be covering Amazon Marketing Cloud overlap report. This report is very useful because it lets you see the impact of your sponsor brand campaigns, sponsor product campaigns, and DSP campaigns if you're running them. So stay tuned and see how this report can help you in your day-to-day PPC management. Now, when you head over to your Amazon Marketing Cloud account, which I covered how to create and how to access, you want to go to the use cases. In the past, it was called instructional queries. Now it's called use cases. So head over and type overlap. It's going to be easier for you to find it. Now I like to use this one because it's sponsor ads and DSP overlap. Now, even if you don't run DSP ads, it's going to still be useful for you because this one's going to show you what's your performance when somebody sees your one campaign type, two campaign types, and more. So let's do that one. When you go inside, as every other Amazon Marketing Cloud report, you want to name it properly. So input in today's date, which marketplace are you using it for? We support a lot of European sellers who sell on EU5 marketplaces all the way to Japan, Middle East. So we like to have a really naming convention that makes us and enables us to see what's the actual report that we're looking at. Sorry. So then you name the report, you select the date range that you're interested to see in, you select your time zone, and you hit submit. Optionally, you can select your DSP campaign IDs and your sponsor ads campaign IDs if you want to be specific about which one do you want to analyze. I'm going to show you the actual export of the file, but for each and every template, you will see an example query results, how the end results should look like with the detailed explanation of every metric used. Now down there, you will also see pretty important is the metrics defined. So users that purchased, unique reach, total purchases, etc. So let me now pull up the report and I'm going to walk you through it, what we're going to see. Okay, here's the report. So on the left, you will see your campaign groups, sponsor products, DSP, then DSP plus sponsor products, sponsor brands plus sponsor products, and all the different combinations. You can see the number of ad product here. So if only single ad type is used, or two ad types, or three, or maybe even four. Here we used DSP on this account and also sponsor TV as some form of a test. So the next column is that users that made a purchase. So this is the unique users that made a purchase in this time frame, and unique reach. So the number of actual users that sponsor product ad was, they were exposed to the product type only, and they didn't see any other campaign type. Then the total purchases they made. So this means that there's a few users that actually buy more than one product. That's why the users that purchase is 1,300 and the total purchase is 1,500. Then you have total product sales and the reach percent. This is the percentage of the total reach. So as you can see for sponsored products, which is we're spending the most money on sponsored products, we have the most of the reach. So 47.56 people were reached by only sponsored products. And then you have how many total product sales were there. Yeah, so we covered, and purchase rate. Purchase rate it's not conversion rate. So don't make that mistake and thinking that the conversion rate, that's how many people actually saw your ads and how many bought. So it's like, it's not clicks, and purchases as a conversion rate, it's impressions, but viewable impressions versus how many of them bought. And then on the right, far right, you have insight 1 and insight 2, and every insight tells you a little bit like a summary of what kind of conclusion you should drive from each row. So 47.56% of all users were exposed to sponsored products. These users had a purchase rate of 0.12%. Now, the most important part here is to analyze how different combination of your campaign types affect the purchase rate and what was the total reach. You can see that we We had a limited DSP campaign going on here, but we had a pretty good reach here. But purchase rate was really low because it was a specific campaign created for reach because we wanted to use some additional value from Amazon during the promotion that we had last month. Anyway, then you can see that as soon as we ran sponsored products and DSP, then you can see that our purchase rate grew significantly. So from 0.12% to 0.63%. And that's why DSP is very important. And I cover that, why you should even use DSP and if you should use it in my previous video. But here you can see that even though that DSP didn't make any purchase here, like it's really insignificant, like 93.42 euros, that's nothing. And you would think like, okay, we need to shut off DSP because it doesn't make any sense. We didn't make any sales. But DSP combined with their ad placements and sponsored products actually made much more sense and you increase the actual purchase rate there. So it's a food for thought. So take that into consideration. Oh, this campaign ran for a week, so it's nothing. But still, it made a difference. Also, what's worth noting here is that the reach percent here is a lot less. So because it's two campaign types now. So those people that saw DSP and sponsored product ad were only 4.76%. So if we had a big usual campaign as we do on DSP, then this reach would be much better and reach percent would increase, and then the also total product sales would be much higher. So by only running a DSP for a week, you saw that it's really more than half of what we sold only on sponsored products. Then additional pretty significant change is sponsor brands. As you know, sponsor brands are not driving ranks directly. They are more like protecting your brand name on the headline ad, the first banner ad on the top results. And very often you cannot measure properly the impact that you have when you're running sponsor brand ads. Here you can see that we actually made quite a big difference when you combine sponsor brands and sponsor product ads, because your purchase rate is now 13.77%, which is huge increase to what we had by running only sponsored products campaign type. So 47,000 euros, and by only reaching a small portion of people. So it's really good results when you combine the campaign types, and that's what we keep telling you. You need to test what's working for you and what's not. Test the sponsored products, test the sponsored brands, sponsored display, sponsored TV, test everything, because you never know where you could find the gold mine for your category. Then next up is DSP, sponsored products, sponsored television. And you can see that the users, the reach that we have with sponsored TV didn't had any significant impact. Yes, purchase rate is still better than just using sponsored products and DSP, but still it was quite a small reach compared to how much we spent on sponsored TV. DSP, sponsor brands and sponsor products. This may be the biggest impact that we had, and the biggest purchase rate that we had. When you compare that, for example, to the number of ad products at the bottom, 4 ad products, so DSP, sponsor brands, sponsor products, and sponsor TV, we clearly saw in this case that purchase rate, yes, it was really high, but look at the unique reach. So only 28 people actually saw all 4 campaign types. And on the second report that we ran specifically for sponsored TV, we saw that it's the true data that showed us that it doesn't make any sense to spend more money on sponsored TV, even though that we had like suggestion that we should try it, and we did, and that's fine. Always test. So When combined, DSP and sponsor brands and sponsor products actually made quite a change in purchase rate. So every fifth person who saw these combination of these three campaign types ended up buying, which is great. So they didn't just click, they saw our ad because of the DSP attribution. So really significant data that shows you which campaign types work for your products and which are not, which can save you thousands and thousands of dollars a month, not to mention how many it can save you over a year. This report is my go-to report, and I like to check this for every account that we start to manage and we enroll in AMC. Let me know what you think, and happy analysis. Bye bye, guys.